The United Nations, as I mentioned earlier, the United Nations Security Council holding an emergency meeting this afternoon over the North Korea situation. In London tonight, senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott looks at world reaction to yesterday's missile test.
North Korea taking a propaganda victory lap after launching an intercontinental ballistic missile, which for the first time puts all of mainland U.S. in its range. State TV declaring the country is now a rocket power with the state nuclear force to defend against the U.S. imperialists' nuclear blackmail. Leader Kim Jong-un shown approving the launch of a boosted version of a missile Fox News saw at a military parade in Pyongyang in April.
I think this idea of saying, that for whatever reason they would like to have a credible capability to be able to inflict pain in the United States is really where they're headed.
Worried neighbors reacted after the missile sent on a high trajectory landed off the coast of Japan. South Korea staged its own missile drill.
This action does not only increase tension on the Korean peninsula, but gravely endangers the international peace and security.
Even allies of Kim Jong-un showed concern, Russia condemning the launch. China had recently sent a high-level envoy to Pyongyang.
China is gravely concerned about and strongly opposed to North Korea's missile test.
The launch came more than 2 months after the last missile blast and nuclear test. Also, after the U.S. designated North Korea a state sponsor of terrorism. Secretary of State Tillerson says he still wants to give peace a chance.
How much more time are you willing to give the pressure campaign?
As a diplomat, we keep working on it every day.
Just in the past half hour or so, we have seen new pictures released by one of the leading propaganda newspapers of North Korea purporting to show the launch last night of this missile. We have discussed it with one of our leading experts. He thinks they're the real thing. He thinks it confirms what he thinks, and that is that it's based on a missile used in July. The second stage, a stronger stage, a second stage supplying a possible stronger platform for any future use of a nuclear payload. This, as Brett mentioned, the UN Security Council is meeting in special session. The first speech given by the U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, calling on all countries to cut off all ties to North Korea in the wake of this launch. Here's a bit more of what she had to say.
We have never sought war with North Korea, and still today, we do not seek it. If war does come, it will be because of continued acts of aggression like we witnessed yesterday. And if war comes, make no mistake, the North Korean regime will be utterly destroyed.
Her last line, we must reverse the course of North Korea. We must do our part to make this happen. Brett.
Huge world story. Greg Palcott in London. Greg, thanks.